From the worldwide leader in sports, this is ESPN News.
Dan, a very special welcome to those of you watching us on ESPN2, the Flyers and the Flames. This is the ESPN Newsroom. We'll get you back to that game in just a few moments. He's Jim Frazier, and I'm Iain Page. First, though, we're going to start you off with some NHL coaches that got some good news today.
Indeed, they did. Going to be some great players there and a couple of deserving coaches on their way as well. The NHL All-Star Game set for January 29th in Tampa Bay. And today, the league announced its two head coaches who will front the North American and World teams. Dallas Stars head coach Ken Hitchcock and Buffalo's Lindy Ruff are the lucky guys. Both coaches were chosen because of their team's winning percentages were the best in each conference as of this morning. Hitchcock's Stars have a .758 winning percentage. He'll be assisted by the Coyotes' Jim Schoenfeld. Ruff's Sabres sporting a .694 winning percentage. He'll be assisted by New Jersey head coach Robbie Ftorek on the World team bench. Well, several ingredients have spiced up the Phoenix Coyotes' success this season. Speed, finesse, great skating, and outstanding defense. However, the recipe would be far from complete without a healthy dose of Tkachuk and Roenick. The team's about to get a taste of life without those two. For a while, the Yotes 1-2 punch suffered a king-size KO. Keith Tkachuk gone at least 3 weeks after breaking a rib when he was cross-checked by Nordstrom in Monday's win over the Kings. He leads the team with 17 goals. His sidekick, Jeremy Roenick, took his lumps too, suffered a concussion in the third period of the same game when LA's Doug Bodger drilled him hard into the boards. Roenick is out at least a week. Louis DeBrusque and Steve Leach will take their spots in the lineup. Indeed, everybody was kung fu fighting in this one. Phoenix little hitman Dallas Drake suspended 4 games without pay after he went after Bodger from behind. Bodger paid with neck and shoulder injuries. Drake pays to the tune of over 20 grand in missed salaries. A trade tonight with an ironic twist. Now, defenseman Paul Coffey goes from the Blackhawks to the Hurricanes in exchange for right-wing Nelson Emerson. The 3-time Norris Trophy winner once upon a time demanded a trade from Hartford in the 96-97 season. Now he returns to the relocated franchise at the tail end of his career. Emerson is also a former Whaler.
The Tampa Bay Lightning will certainly be glad to see 1999 come to an end as the Lightning are enduring another difficult season with a league-low 19 points, and they've lost their last 3 games. Tonight, the Lightning playing host to the Islanders as the Lightning trying to snap a 6-game winless streak. Second period, no score. Carl Dykhouse tipped to the head to Vincent Lecavalier on the breakaway. He scores as he's being tripped. That's why he was the first pick in the NHL draft. 1-0 Lightning, and then the Lightning on the power play. Darcy Tucker to Corey Cross for the shot. Sandy McCarthy tips it in for the goal. And you know what? The Lightning get the win as they snap a 6-game winless streak and a 9-game home losing streak as Billy Ranford made 35 saves to record his first shutout this season and the 15th of his career. Canadiens and the Oilers all tied up at 2 now at the first intermission, and we'll, of course, keep you updated on this one throughout the evening on ESPN News. Meantime, it's the game you are watching. Flames up on the Flyers 2-0 at the first intermission. Stick around as Jim and I are coming back with more scores and highlights after this.
For those who have always been attracted to power, Dodge Dakota has the only available V8 in its class. Now when you buy select Dodge Dakota Club cabs, you'll get a 230 horsepower Magnum V8 at no extra charge. Why would someone want a truck with this much power? We think it has something to do with their childhood. J.D. Power & Associates has once again ranked Dodge Dakota most appealing compact pickup.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, pro football player and father of an autistic child. A lot of people buy Flutie Flakes because a portion of the proceeds go to help autistic children. But there's another way you can help. Dial 1010-220 when you call long distance. You can talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. And every time you use it, a donation will be made to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation. So dial 1010-220, talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation. I wish football was this easy.
Southern Miss's Lee Roberts showcases his rocket arm in a war against the elusive running of Idaho's Joel Thomas. The Humanitarian Bowl. Southern Miss versus Idaho at 3. Tomorrow on ESPN2.
Kansas State went into the Big 12 title game with an 11-0 record, but after blowing a 15-point lead, they lost to Texas A&M in double overtime. And then the next day, the Wildcats were not only left out of the Bowl Championship Series, they were in fact passed over for the Holiday and Cotton Bowls. And tonight, they're out to prove they belong against Purdue in the Alamo Bowl. early on in this one were scoreless until Drew Brees has plenty of time and hits Chris McDaniel wide open in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Boilermakers up 7-0. But then, second and goal, Michael Bishop lofts it up for Darnell McDonald. Oh, great catch in the back of the end zone. And all of a sudden, we're all tied up. Actually, Purdue now has kicked a field goal, so they're up now 10-7 as they got about 8:55 to go before they reach the half. Purdue, 5 straight wins coming into this game. And, of course, they won the 1997 Alamo Bowl by 13 points over Oklahoma State. Earlier in the day, Virginia Tech got their first win over an SEC team as they win the Music City Bowl with a romp 38-7 over the Crimson Tide.
Pick a bowl, any bowl. These days, there's plenty to go around. 55 schools qualified for bowls by winning 6 Division 1A games or more this year. Only 11 teams were left out. Some quick math will tell you 22 bowl games make it possible for the diehard fan to seldom ever leave the couch, go an hour, without some college football happening somewhere. With that, I bring you the Micron PC Bowl. NC State, Miami. The Canes kept UCLA out of the big game. NC State, the only team to beat Florida State this year. Edger and James are working his hard drive. Get out of my way. 15 yards. Later in the drive, 3rd and goal. Scott Covington. King me right. Andre King, 4 yards. It's up. It's good. 7-0 Miami. NC State, though, answers back on 3rd down. Jamie Barnett, Ryan Hammer to the 1. NC would score. 7-7. Time for more of that man. He's got the look of a guy that wants to swing. The swing pass to James, and he's ready to jump, jive, and wail. Edger and James, 299 yards against UCLA in the finale, showing why he is NFL bound. From 7 yards out, nobody going to stop that load. 14-7 Canes. Second quarter now, same score. More the aerial attack. Scott Covington on play action. He's got Santana Moss. And Santana's got nothing but real estate. Oi, como va? 20-7 Miami, late second quarter now. Barnett over the middle, hits the referee on the head. Ball goes to Pat Sweeney, right place, right time. Picked off, thank you very much. 27-10 Miami at the half. As of now, it is still at the half. NC State down by 17, allowing 111 points in the last 2 games Miami has. Their defense ranked 62nd nationally. Want to know why you're seeing some points here. NC State ranking 64th overall defensively. 20 more points should be forthcoming.
In college basketball, North Carolina and Cal all tied up right now at 39 in the first game of the Pete Newell Classic. The Tar Heels trying to bounce back from that loss to Georgia Tech 7 days ago. And Tennessee State is getting walloped by Kentucky tonight. 93-47 is your score right now. They got about a minute left in regulation. And a reminder, the Flames up 2-0 on the Flyers. For those of you on the Deuce, the second period coming up. For those of you on ESPN News, Jim and I back with more after this.
From the worldwide leader in sports, this is ESPN News.
That it is, and welcome to Halftime Intermission edition of ESPN News. My name is Trey Wingo. This is Jason Jackson. You, of course, know you're at the second intermission between the Flames and the Flyers. 3-1 the Flames on top. We'll get you back to the game in just a bit, but first, Jason, it's our job to let them know everything else going on in the world of sports.
And why not start on the ice since they're watching ice activity? Islanders and the Lightning. The Lightning have not won in their last 6 trips to the ice, trying to change some things on this night. Second period, no score. And Vincent Lecavalier on the breakaway, and he's tripped, but it goes in. 1-0 Lightning, his 6th goal of his young career. And then in the second, we're still in the second, 1-0 Lightning on the power play. And Sandy McCarthy finishes up strong with the goal on the tip-in, 2-0 Lightning, his 3rd goal of the season. Third period, best chance for the Islanders and Robert Reichel on the breakaway, but Bill Ranford the save to earn his 15th career shutout. It is done, 3-0 the final in this one. New York snapped a 5-game winning streak in Tampa Bay with the loss. Ranford, 35 saves, as I mentioned, and recording his first shutout this season, also 15th of his career. The Lightning snapped a 6-game winless streak and 9-game home losing streak with the 3-0 victory.
Well, things had been going so well for the Coyotes, unbeaten the entire month of November. At one point, owners of a 14-game unbeaten streak and an 11-game home unbeaten streak. Now they're just getting beaten up, and it's their best players that are taking it, namely Keith Tkachuk and Jeremy Roenick. Kachuk suffered a broken rib in Monday night's loss to the Kings and will be out some 3 weeks. It happened on this hit by the Kings' Matthias Nordstrom, which, by the way, in a game, snapped that 11-game home unbeaten streak. In the same contest, Jeremy Roenick suffered a concussion on this third-period hit by Doug Bodger, and he'll be out at least a week. In case you were wondering, no penalty was called on either hit. And the winners are the Stars' Ken Hitchcock and the Sabres' Lindy Ruff. The two head coaches were chosen today to be the two head coaches in the NHL's 1999 All-Star Game set for January 24th in Tampa. Hitchcock will coach the North American squad of Canadian and U.S. players. Ruff gets the much rougher job, pronunciation-wise, leading the world team into battle. Action for you now, Avalanche and Canucks, and the Launch leading it 1-0 on a Peter Forsberg goal, his power play tally. Keep in mind, Colorado has 2 goals and less in their last 7 games. This is the 4th meeting already between these teams. Vancouver has won 2 of 3. Vancouver shut out in its last 2 games, and they still have not tallied. The Canadiens and the Oilers, and right now the Oilers not having fun. The Canadiens are, and this is rare. Brett Clark a goal. Mark Recchi has a pair. Shane Corson has a power play tally, and Sergei Stolek also has a goal. For the Oilers, Rem Murray has tallied and has Josef Baranek. Montreal, of course, ended their 11-game winless streak Saturday, and they look to make it 2 in a row, 5-2 after 2. A reminder, you are at intermission between the Flames and the Flyers. It's an F game, second intermission. This is ESPN News. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
They wanted freedom. The town wanted order.
Hands down.
But the harder they try to control them,
We do things around here my way.
the harder it is to stop them.
Let's roll!
Get ready to shake up the system.
Sex and football.
I raised you to be a winner.
Varsity Blues.
Thank God I like sex.
Rated R. Special sneak preview Friday, January 8th. Starts everywhere January 15th.
America Online introduces new version 4.0.
It can't get any easier. Instant messages.
We've spent over $1 billion to create a state-of-the-art high-speed network, and with 56K, connections are faster than ever.
Everyone I know is on it.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
This is just too good to keep to ourselves. We have got to let the people know.
Everybody, I have an announcement. 10-10-3-2-1 is now better than ever.
How's that?
Now you save 50% on calls over 10 minutes.
Southern Miss's Lee Roberts showcases his rocket arm in a war against the elusive running of Idaho's Joel Thomas. The Humanitarian Bowl. Southern Miss versus Idaho at 3. Tomorrow on ESPN2.
College football, the Alamo Dome Bowl, K-State and Purdue. Michael Bishop looking to lead the Wildcats past Drew Brees, who played his high school ball in Austin 90 minutes north. First quarter, no score. Bishop throws it right to Billy Gustin, who happens to play for Purdue, back to the 29. It was a tough start for Mike. Early second quarter, Purdue driving. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Brees with time. Fires a strike to Chris Daniels. 7-0. Purdue. Brees easy. But the Wildcats would respond. Goes right through the punter's hand on the snap, and they would recover down to the 1. The turnover led to a Darnell McDonald touchdown pass from Michael Bishop. But later in the second, Purdue up 10-7. Drew Brees now decides to air it out from the 30. Looking long for Isaac Jones right over the top of the zone, and this is not what Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator for K-State, wanted to see. Good thing we're on cable. Purdue up 17-7 at the half, and just starting in the third quarter, they still lead at 17-7. Keep in mind, 5 straight wins for the Boilermakers coming in, and they also won the 97 Alamo Bowl game. K-State, you have to wonder about their motivation. They never thought they would be on the outside looking in the BCS Bowl picture. Earlier on in the Music City Bowl, Virginia Tech and Alabama. First quarter, Virginia Tech's Al Clark basically just trying to stay alive when the pocket collapsed, and he stayed alive. 43 yards, he stayed into the end zone. Touchdown, the Hokies go up 7-0. Third quarter, 10-7 Hokies. Alabama from their own 6. Andrew Zhao throws it right to Phillip Summers, who was wearing the wrong color red. Tackled at the 3, that would set up a Lamont Pegues 2-yard touchdown run to put the Hokies up 17-7. Still in the third quarter now. 3rd and 8, Bama. Oh, he's got Sean Alexander wide open, Zhao does, but Alexander can't hang on to the ball. Zhao can't believe it, and on the very next play, it gets worse. Corey Moore right up the cut, blocks it. Virginia Tech recovers. One of 2 block kicks on the night for the Hokies, keeping up with something they've done ever since Frank Beamer was introduced in Blacksburg. And Chiron Stith introduces himself to the end zone. End zone, hello, Chiron. 24-7 Hokies at that point, and it gets even worse. Virginia Tech rolls the final 38-7. The first ever win for Virginia Tech against Bama in 11 career meetings. Second worst bowl loss in school history for the Tide.
To the hoop, UNC and Cal early in the first half. Tar Heels up by 1. Ed Cota, no-look feed to Brendan Haywood. The youngster's good. Tar Heels by 3. Later in the first, Cal trailing 11-6. Gino Carlisle drives the baseline. Look at the pretty reverse lay-in. Golden Bears within 3. UNC with a response. His name is Max Owens. Bang. Tar Heels up by 6. We check in on the score in Oakland, California. And it's a good one, 69-66, second half, 2 minutes left in this one. Cal with the lead late in the contest. Golden Bears have won 6 straight. We check in on Kentucky and Tennessee State, the number 6 team in the land, victorious in this one. Snap a 2-game losing streak, 5-0 at home this season. Jamal McGlure leading the way, 15 points and 8 rebounds. Wildcats shot 56% from the floor in this victory. As for the game at hand, all National Hockey Night on the dues of Flames and Flyers. Flames in control, 3-1. Now back to the conclusion of the contest. ESPN News fans, stay where you are.
I started smashing guitars really, really early. I was 12 years old, and I was sent to live with my grandmother by the sea. And one day she burst in on me and John Entwistle. She came in and she said, "Turn down that disgusting, awful row." I very calmly got up, and I picked up the amplifier, and I threw it against the wall. And it just kind of went, "Fizz!" And the back of it fell off, and all the tubes burst, and it fell on the ground. And I just remember John kind of going, "Great."
Good day, Bob and Doug McKenzie in the Great White North. We was doing some extreme skiing, eh?
Yeah, we got extremely tired, so we decided to call it a day.
2 days, eh?
Now I'm kind of extremely parched.
Hey, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Hey, Toad's Head.
Rescued by Molson Ice on a mountainside.
Molson Ice, an adventure in every bear.
Geez, I can't feel my extremities, eh? Oh, well, let's suck foam.
I'm a scout. I better know a good thing when I see it. The first USA Platinum Visa card, it's a good thing.
I can tell a winner. Here's a tip. Invest in Platinum. Switch to First USA Platinum Visa.
You know a real winner when you see it. So switch to First USA Platinum Visa card and get a low introductory rate of 3.9% for 6 months.
I transferred the balances from my other cards onto this. Then I paid a low rate and saved a bundle.
After 6 months, enjoy a low 12.99 fixed annual percentage rate. You'll also enjoy a credit limit of up to $100,000. You've earned it. You're responsible. You know how to manage your finances. Call now and we'll make a sweet deal even sweeter with this garment bag and amenity kit. Free with first purchase or balance transfer. Platinum Prestige. Platinum benefits with a low 3.9% introductory APR and no annual fee. Call now and switch to a winner. First USA Platinum Visa.
Check out SportsCenter every night for a preview of the 1999 ESPYs and then hit ESPN.com for a full slate of this year's nominees. See how your picks stack up against ESPN's when the awards are televised February 15th. Watch SportsCenter and log on to ESPN.com for a complete ESPY preview.
For those of you watching John Butchergross on the NHL tonight, this is ESPN News. I'm Iain Page alongside Jim Frazier. We'll be with you till the bottom of the hour. We're going to start you off with some unsettling news from the NFL.
Particularly for the New Orleans Saints organization. New Orleans Saints lineman Keno Hill's arrested on drug charges after police say he was observed in a hand-to-hand drug deal. A 25-year-old was booked for heroin possession with intent to distribute, as well as possession of a firearm. If convicted, he could face life in prison. Plenty of unsaintly behavior for New Orleans players this year. Kerry Collins arrested on DWI charges in November. Receiver Keith Poole for teeing off on a man with a golf club back in August.
Meantime, the NFL playoffs begin this weekend with the wild card games. On Saturday, it begins with an AFC East battle between the Bills and Dolphins, and the Cardinals and Cowboys are the late game. And then on Sunday, the Jags, who have never beaten the Patriots, host that early game, followed by a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Niners and the Packers. Bill Pito now looks ahead to the weekend.
The Bills became just the 5th team in NFL history to make the playoffs after starting 0-3. The Bills were 6-10 a year ago. Jimmy Johnson promised to stress the Dolphins' running game this season. The running game only provided more stress for Johnson. Sunday, Miami netted just 38 rushing yards. It's the fourth time this year they've been held below 40. Large early deficits have a way of doing that. In the third quarter, 2 straight runs inside the 5 lost yardage before the Dolphins scored on a run by a quarterback who's had 9 operations combined on his Achilles tendon, ankle, and knees.
We know each other real well, and that's why most of the division games are always close. I mean, because both teams know each other so well.
It's against a big rival, a team that's playing extremely well. And I think the biggest question for our football team and for our fans is how do we respond?
The bad news for the Patriots, they're on the road, and their quarterback is banged up. The good news, they're in the playoffs, and the other team's quarterback is also banged up. The Patriots have won all 3 meetings in what's becoming a memorable series. Last year, New England denied the Jags a division championship in a first-round bye by winning at Jacksonville. The Jags lost twice at New England the previous season, including the AFC Championship game.
They certainly have had to, go through the same kind of season that we have. And I don't know all of the details throughout their season, but I know that they're banged up and they've had some major problems, and they've got the quarterback issue going on now. Sure, we'll have enough guys to suit up, and they will too, and then we'll go out and slug it out and see what happens.
The Packers and 49ers need no introductions. In each of the last 3 years, the Packers have eliminated the 49ers from the playoffs. In fact, Green Bay's won the last 5 meetings overall with San Francisco. Most recently, the Packers sacked Steve Young 9 times in a 36-22 win in Week 9. The 49ers have won 19 of the last 21 at home, and both those losses have come against the Green Bay Packers.
We're very familiar with each other, and it's become quite a rival, and so I guess in some regards it is sort of a special kind of a game.
You have got to reach down in there and crank it up a notch. Off the field in your preparation, how you practice, get more sleep at night, eat better food, do whatever you have to do to get better for this game.
For the second time in franchise history, the Packers have won 10-plus games 4 years in a row. The Packers have not lost an opening round playoff game since Holmgren took over the team. Since the dawn of the decade, the Cardinals have averaged 5.8 wins a season, but already 9 times in his 26-game NFL career, Jake Plummer has rallied the Cardinals to win after being tied or behind in the fourth quarter. It might have been 10 comeback wins. In their most recent meeting with next week's playoff opponent, the Cowboys, this non-call on what looked like pass interference in the last play of the game gave the Cowboys a 35-28 victory.
I kind of think that's, back in the middle of November, and it probably won't have as much effect on this ball game as what, that's where both teams are right now.
All right, Bill, thanks a lot. Look out for the black ice tonight. Buffalo and Miami, Saturday, 12 o'clock Eastern time. It's the AFC wildcard game. Coverage begins at 12 o'clock Eastern time on ABC. Then the 4 o'clock game, the Cardinals. They've not been in the playoffs since 1982. They will take on Troy Aikman and the boys. 4 o'clock Eastern time. It's the NFL playoffs on ABC. Stick around. We're back with more after this.
I started smashing guitars really, really early. I was 12 years old, and I was sent to live with my grandmother by the sea. And one day she burst in on me and John Entwistle. She came in and she said, "Turn down that disgusting, awful row." I very calmly got up, and I picked up the amplifier, and I threw it against the wall. And it just kind of went, "Fizz!" And the back of it fell off, and all the tubes burst, and it fell on the ground. And I just remember John kind of going, "Great."
Dan, you look good. Lost weight?
Cut the act, Phil. I need to tell management what's happening with our website.
Okay.
In terms they can understand.
Every buck we spend, we'll earn $2 back by the end of the year.
Can you believe the price of popcorn?
It's a crime against humanity.
Everything costs an arm and a leg.
Not everything. You can get all your long-distance calls for under $1.
He's talking about 10, 10, 220. Dial it and talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents.
Behold the golden child.
Talk over 20 minutes, then what?
Yeah, then what?
It's just 10 cents for each extra minute.
That's cheap. How is it possible? How does popcorn pop? Who cares?
Yeah, just dial 10, 10, 220 and talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents.
You're stuck to the floor, aren't you?
More college basketball. Illinois and Clemson first half. Harold Jamison working the boards off the Will Solomon miss. Jamison grabs the offensive board and puts it back up. He had 17 boards, but Clemson down by 5 at the half. Second half, Sergio McClain. Nice pull-up jumper. McClain finished with 12 points on the night. Then more McClain as Illinois is up. He'll drive the baseline, and again he pulls up, and again he knocks it down. Illinois pulls off the upset as the Tigers had their 8-game winning streak broken as Terrell McIntyre had 15 points, but it was not enough. McIntyre just 5 of 17 from the field as Illinois snaps a 2-game losing streak. Let's check in on the Alamo Bowl. Kansas State and Purdue. $1:27 to go. Michael Bishop. 3-yard touchdown pass to Justin Swift. That puts K-State up 34-30 as time is winding down in this one. Been a good one back and forth all night long. Purdue really has been in control, but Kansas State now up 34-30. Michael Bishop, you just saw him throw the touchdown pass. He has thrown 3 interceptions tonight. He had 4 just all of this season.
Discipline to desert. That was Florida State's theme when the football season began. It probably looked better on the brochure while the Vols are kicking it in plush Scottsdale. FSU players checked into a lonely roadside hotel today. Nearby entertainment, 0. Until no players found most every 21-year-old male oasis in the hospitality room of the hotel. And no, it wasn't Cindy Crawford, but a half-dozen video games. The College Game Day crew in Tempe with the game preview.
Well, nestled between the arid bluffs here in Tempe, Arizona, Sun Devil Stadium, site of the Cositas Fiesta Bowl. 6 days from now, the national championship, the Volunteers of Tennessee, the Seminoles of Florida State. The field was kind of torn up after the Cardinals clinched the playoffs. They replaced about 1,000 square feet of sod, and they are painting it as we speak. Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit join me. This is only the 12th time in history in a bowl game you get number 1 against number 2. The last time it happened right here when Nebraska took Florida behind the woodshed. Bobby Bowden backed into a national championship shot in 1993. Similar luck this time. This team was number 6 in the country back in November. But once you get to a bowl game, few coaches are better than Coach Bowden. One of his breakthrough wins was a Fiesta Bowl win here in '87 against Nebraska. He's 14-1-1 in the last 16, so obviously everybody wants to know his secrets for bowl preparation.
All you want to do is get these boys to a peak, ready to go, and it doesn't take, gosh, we've practiced, I think we've practiced 8 days in Tallahassee. We'll get about 7 or 8 here, and that's all we want. I mean, we'll get them in the best shape we can get them into, try to get their timing down, and then that's it. But you do worry about a layoff that long. Have you lost any momentum? That's what you worry about.
Tennessee's layoff has been much shorter because of playing in the SEC championship game, and the Volunteers arrived here a couple days before, already had 4 practices. Fulmer says he's learned a couple things about bowl preparation. Don't work them too hard too soon.
Well, if you want to look to how to do it, you look at Bobby Bowden. Chris mentioned 14-1-1 in the last 16 games, and the way he does it is his great depth and the way they move players in and out on the defensive side of the ball. Everybody is enamored with the way Florida State runs on defense, and sure, they have great speed. The thing that I love about these Florida State teams over the years is the way they move different defensive linemen in and out, and by the 4th quarter, they're just as fresh as their first stringers.
One thing about Florida State, they've had excellent talent over the years, but this year, for the first time in school's history, they have 3 first-team AP All-Americans. Wideout Peter Warwick, defensive lineman Corey Simon, and Sebastian Janikowski, the place kicker. All 3 of those superstars must have big ball games because they're all in key areas against Tennessee.
It's funny, they call this a team without stars, a no-name Florida State team. They got 3 All-Americans.
First time ever. First time ever.
We brought a competitive Fiesta Bowl game. This has been one of the least competitive of all the bowl games here. You've had, out of the last 10, only 1 decided by 13 points or less. We think that's going to change. We're going to be here all week long in the shadow of those bluffs we talked about, breaking down the Volunteers and the Seminoles. 6 days from now, they'll play for the national championship. Let's go back to the studio.
All right, ABC stands for All Bowl Contests. Lloyd Carr's Wolverines meeting Houston Nutt's Razorbacks in the Citrus. Powerback, Ron Dana, Wisconsin, take on Cade McNown at UCLA, and the Granddaddy and Joe Germain, who set an LSU record for 300-yard passing games, tries to light up Texas A&M. It's all on ABC.
Let's go back to an update. At 36 seconds left, Drew Brees to Isaac Jones for the go-ahead touchdown. Purdue takes the lead with 30 seconds to go in this one. It's not over yet as Joe Tiller looks on. Right now, Purdue's up by a field goal, but you know what? There's a half-minute left in this game. Michael Bishop could direct the Wildcats to a field goal to tie this thing. We'll keep you up to date when the news continues after this.
Get
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people.
Watch out now! You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this new Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste that's bigger than the Wild Blue Yonder. With only 1 calorie. You want to taste one? Yeah. You want one? Yeah. You want one? Yeah. Get it. Go!
You got one for me?
Put your tray table up and prepare for takeoff, my man.
All the taste, 1 calorie. Only one has it all.
It has the power to excite you. It has the power to move you. It has the power to take you places you never knew existed. It is, of course, your Visa card, with the power to get you a seat to Michael Tilson Thomas and the San Francisco Symphony at Davies Symphony Hall. So bring your Visa card, because you can't get in using American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Izzy, this cold. I'm so stuffed up. Feels like I'm underwater, too. The sneezing and coughing can last all night. My eyes won't shut either. I need NyQuil for relief so I can rest. Because I have plans in the morning. What? I can't say.
With NyQuil, he gets relief, so he'll sleep and wake up to a good morning.
Don't look.
NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest and have a good morning medicine.
Now, a new space-age technology makes it possible to see great college basketball action almost every night. If you're not getting enough college hoops, you can see hundreds of extra games this season. Just order ESPN Full Court, ESPN's college basketball pay-per-view package. You'll get tons of games featuring top teams and conferences that aren't on TV where you live. ESPN Full Court. Is this a great world or what? Call DirecTV or Prime Star to subscribe to ESPN Full Court.
Well, those of you watching us on ESPN2, you get the NFL Tonight. Those of you watching on ESPN News, you get Whit Watson.
Which is better? Good question. Stick around. ESPN News continues right now.